In 1892, the union contract was about to expire. 3 years earlier, Carnegie had tried to eliminate the union and failed. To make the maximum profits, he needed to tighten control over the work process. Like other industrialists around the country, Carnegie had begun laying plans to reorganize his steel mill. Complex tasks, until then done by skilled workers, were to be done or broken down into single motions and divided among lower paid unskilled people. Machines were to be brought in. Those troublesome skilled workers would no longer be needed. The union would be eliminated, and productivity and profits would soar. Carnegie imported a professional union buster, Henry Clay Frick, to run the Homestead plant and gave him the following policy statement. There has been forced upon this firm the question whether its workers are to be run union or non-union. As the vast majority of our employees are non-union, the firm has decided that the minority must give place to the majority. These workers, therefore, will be necessarily non-union after the expiration of the present agreement. This action is not taken in any spirit of hostility to labor organizations, but every man will see that the firm cannot run union and non-union. It must be one or the other. Frick built a 12-foot high fence, 3 miles long, around the entire plant, topped it with barbed wire, and bored holes for guns every 12 feet. Then he gave the workers an ultimatum. He said, take a pay cut, even though business was still booming in the steel industry, or the union will be broken. 2 days before the old contract was to end, he closed the mill and locked out the workers. In response, the union's advisory committee voted to strike. The Amalgamated Association of Iron and Steel Workers called a meeting of all the workers at the plant. Their goal was to win the support of unskilled workers for their strike. If everyone would agree not to work at the mill during the strike, then Frick would have a hard time keeping it running. But if the unskilled went to work as scabs, the strike would be lost. The big question was, would the unskilled workers support the strike?